They sent a hunter-predator to kill her. It came back carrying her gear instead. For most mercenaries, surviving long enough to earn a name was miracle enough. For Kaelen Veyra, survival had never been enough. She wanted freedom. In the sprawling frontier between Terran colonies and alien territories, corporations ruled with private armies. Kaelen had deserted one of those armies years ago, stealing weapons and refusing to bend the knee again. That made her valuable to the resistance and dangerous to the corporations. So when her raids grew costly, they did the unthinkable. They hired a Yautja hunter. A predator. Chapter 1. The Mark. The deal was simple. The predator would track Kaelen, kill her, and return with her gear as proof. Corporate officers thought it a certainty. No one survived being marked by a Yautja. Kaelen was skilled, yes, but only human. When the predator landed on the frontier moon of Deyros, even the forests fell silent. Chapter 2. The Stalk. Kaelen knew she was being hunted long before she saw it. The forest whispered with unnatural stillness. Birds fled. Branches creaked under invisible weight. She had heard rumors of Yautja, cloaked warriors with thermal vision, dreadlocks of dark cord, and masks that hissed like serpents. Still, she wasn't afraid. Not outwardly. She smiled grimly as she adjusted her rifle. "Let's see who earns the title of hunter," she muttered. The game began. For 3 days, Kaelen fought shadows. Tripwires were triggered by nothing. Arrows whistled past her skull. She glimpsed the shimmer of cloaking only once before it vanished. The predator was patient. Precise. Every move reminded her that she was prey. But Kaelen adapted. She doubled back on her own tracks, used heat traps to confuse thermal sensors, and scavenged explosives from abandoned mining camps. She was human. And humans improvised. Chapter 3. The Clash. The first real fight came at dusk. Kaelen crouched near a ravine, scanning for movement. The forest fell utterly still. Then the air shimmered and a spear slammed into the dirt an inch from her boots. She rolled instinctively, rifle up. The predator decloaked in front of her, towering, armored, mandibles flaring. Kaelen fired. Plasma bolts hissed against its shoulder. The predator staggered, but then roared, lunging. What followed was chaos. Claws against steel, blades against rifle butt, blood hissing where it met alien skin. Kaelen fought like a cornered wolf, every strike fueled by sheer refusal to die. She lost her weapon in the struggle, but not her spirit. With a snarl, she triggered the mines she'd hidden earlier. Explosions tore the ground apart, hurling both combatants into the ravine. When the smoke cleared, she lay broken and bleeding. Her gear, rifle, pack, armor plates, was scattered. The predator loomed above her, unharmed enough to finish the job. Kaelen closed her eyes. So this is how it ends. But the killing blow never came. Chapter 4. The Choice. The predator stood over her, mandibles clicking thoughtfully. Its wrist blade hovered inches from her throat. But instead of striking, it retracted the weapon. Slowly, deliberately, the hunter stooped. One by one, it collected Kaelen's scattered gear. Her rifle. Her pack. Her armor plates. It held them with surprising care. Then it turned and left her alive. Kaelen blinked, stunned. Her chest heaved with pain and confusion. "Why?" she whispered to the empty ravine. She had expected death. Instead, she'd been spared. Chapter 5. The Return. The predator strode into the corporate outpost at dawn, scarred but unbowed. Executives gathered, smug in their certainty. They expected Kaelen's head, or at least her body. Proof of death. Instead, the predator dropped Kaelen's gear at their feet. Helmets clattered. Rifle hit the floor with a heavy thud. One officer frowned. "Where's the body?" The predator's mandibles clicked in a sound none of them understood. It turned and walked away, leaving them confused and furious. No human dared stop it. Chapter 6, Awakening. Kaelen woke days later, patched together by frontier medics. Her body ached, scars new and deep, but she was alive. Rumors reached her quickly. The predator had returned carrying only her gear. The corporations had taken it as proof of her death. They weren't looking for her anymore. She was free. But more than freedom, something else lingered. The memory of that towering figure standing over her, choosing not to kill. It hadn't spared her out of mercy. She knew enough of Yorkshire law. They respected strength. They spared prey who proved themselves worthy. Somewhere in the galaxy, she realized, a predator carried her name not as a mark, but as an acknowledgement. Chapter 7, The Legend. Months passed. Kaelen rebuilt her strength, then her reputation. She fought again, this time not as prey or mercenary, but as a leader of resistance cells. Her raids grew bolder, her victories sharper. But whispers followed her now. They sent a predator to kill her, people said in hushed tones, and it came back carrying her gear instead. Among mercenaries, it became legend. Among rebels, it became hope. If even a predator, the galaxy's deadliest hunter, saw her as worthy, then perhaps humanity wasn't doomed after all. And among corporate officers, it became fear. Epilogue: The Hunter's Mark. On distant worlds, hunters told their own stories. Of a human who fought like prey but refused to die like one. Of a warrior who met the hunt not with fear, but with cunning and fire. Of a choice made in a ravine, when the line between death and respect blurred. Kaelen Veyra never saw that predator again. But sometimes, in the silence before battle, she swore she felt eyes watching, dreadlocked shadow lingering at the edge of vision. Not an enemy. Not quite an ally. Something older, stranger. A recognition. And that was why, when they asked how she survived, Kaelen only smiled and said, "They sent a hunter-predator to kill me. It came back carrying my gear instead."